How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you are doing well, and in this video I will be reviewing the second Wonder Woman movie. Now, I know this is a bit of a different format to what I usually do, but I recently saw this movie and I have some opinions about it, and I wanted to make a video about it. So if you do go on to enjoy this video, please drop a like and consider subscribing. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, Wonder Woman 84 is not a good movie. It's not as bad as some other DCEU movies, but it's so much worse than the first Wonder Woman. And listen, I'm not Mr. Reviewer Man, right? But this movie lacks any of the charm that the first one had, and lacks any notable performances or notable plot points. Since I dislike this movie so much, I'm going to start with the good, and spoiler alert, there isn't that much I loved in this movie, so this should be pretty quick. Alright, listen, I know I just said there aren't any good performances, but I don't think that's entirely true. Chris Pine in this movie is doing a good job, and I know it might seem weird to say that the best thing about a superhero movie is the sidekick, but Chris Pine does a really good job in this movie. When he first gets introduced, it's a little bizarre, but it's sort of passable because, I mean, Chris Pine is good in this movie and he does a nice job making it believable. He does a nice job playing the fish out of water that Gal Gadot was in the first movie, and I mean, there are a few moments where some of the things he's shocked by in the future are like a little bit questionable. Like there's a part of the movie where he sees fireworks and it's like, what is that? I've never seen that before. Even though fireworks have been like around for like literally hundreds of years. But other than that, he does a decent job acting with the script he's given and has some genuinely funny lines.
Parachute pants?
Yeah.
Does everybody parachute?
Okay, so I'm gonna try to tell you what I don't like about this movie without spoiling it. So I guess here goes nothing. First of all, the performances. Gal Gadot doesn't do an awful job, but she definitely isn't killing it. Her action scenes are good enough, but I found that usually if there's a scene that's just her talking, sometimes her delivery just weakens. Kristen Wiig is in this movie. For some reason. I mean, it's not that she's awful, but like she definitely feels out of place. I mean, she has some funny scenes, I guess, but anytime there was a dramatic scene, she's just very strange. Like, it's not even that she's bad, she just doesn't really act in those scenes very well. I mean, I don't mean to be, rude about this, but like, I don't know. It's a weird casting choice. The rest of the actors are also pretty goofy. That's probably the best word to describe them. They're not particularly horrible, but they're not good, and they're very silly at some points. But for the most part, it was just very silly. Alright, okay. The plot of this movie is so weird. It's a bizarre story with very little that makes sense. It's actually if you even slightly pay attention to it and hold it up to any kind of scrutiny, it just crumbles. I mean, another issue with the plot is the fact that they set it in the 80s, and yet they don't use any 80s culture really, and they don't even use much 80s music. I mean, I feel like at the very least, if you're setting something in the 80s, you should at least make it feel like the 80s. I mean, like halfway through the point when you're watching it, you're just like, oh, yeah, this is the 80s. I kind of forgot, which is even stranger considering 84 is literally in the title. I mean, I don't know. It's not a horrible movie. It's sort of fun, not really, but sort of sometimes fun. If you have HBO Max, you might as well see it. If I were to give it a rating from like 1 to 10, I'd probably say like a 4, maybe even a 3. I don't know. It was not good, but if you have HBO Max, don't have anything going on, bored, then it's okay, I guess.